that the same was transmitted to the House yesterday together with the other affidavits of the other witnesses. So I believe that it nandyan lang yan, baka na-misplace lang, but to the question as to whether we are still going to ask for immunity, we answer in the affirmative, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chair, can we ask, kasi wala ko kaming kopya, can we ask the gist of the testimony of this Colonel Marcelino? Can you brief us what are those to be testified to by this Colonel Marcelino?
Mr. Chairman, kung merong nangangailangan, because it was transmitted to the House yesterday, we could still furnish the members.
Okay, Mr. Secretary, please do so. But perhaps what we will do is we will defer action on that. Majority Floor Leader, may I know if you asked for a 5-minute suspension, but we did not pursue it anymore. But may I know the pleasure of the members on the request for immunity of 5 witnesses to be presented by Department of Justice?
Mr. Chair, I move to grant them immunity, to recommend that this committee recommend to the Speaker that the 5 be granted.
I thought the query was addressed to me.
Sorry?
I hear somebody answering for me.
No, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, while I went to different lawyer members and I asked them to review the affidavits of particular members, and it seems that, and I told them that if they find anyone whose testimony is not needed here, then they would properly inform the committee. So I withdraw my motion because I've already tasked several members to handle them. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Let's go through this one by one. Any motion to grant immunity for witness Durano?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Any second? The matter has been moved and seconded. So in the case of Durano, we recommend the grant of immunity for this particular witness. We go now to Arile.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Any second? It has been moved and seconded. Recommendation for grant of immunity for Arile is approved. Valeroso?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
It has been any objection?
May object, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, may object.
What is the objection, Your Honor?
If we read the affidavit of Police Senior Superintendent Jerry Valeroso, it is dependent on his informal asset within. So parang hearsay ito. And if you read also the testimony, his testimony that the illegal drug trade in the NPP is still alive has been already testified by all the other witnesses that we have had in the past hearing, Mr. Chair. So I object. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
So there is an objection. We divide the House and vote upon whether to recommend or not the grant of immunity to Valeroso. So may I request members who are voting
Mr.
for...
Chair, may I add another? Police Senior Superintendent Jerry Crisostomo Valeroso is a member of the Philippine National Police and therefore a law enforcer. Under Section 3 of the Witness Protection Program, they're not supposed to be included insofar as the law is concerned, Mr. Chair.
What do you say of that, Mr. Secretary? There is a limitation on the
Point
law.
of order, Mr. Chairman. Under the law, the witness should ask for it. Is Valeroso asking for it? Is he here?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. He is asking for it. And the materiality of this witness, the testimony of this witness, is that siya po ang, ito pong si Durano, kanyang asset. Siya ang intel officer. So, pag inalis mo yung isa, mapuputol yung ugnayan in connection with the information given to him by Arile. Kaya ang sasabihin lang naman po niyan ay siya talaga ang intel officer, yung handler ni Mr. Arile. Kaya hindi man masyadong makakasira kung kanino man except to prove that he is the handler of Arile. So I think very kwan lang yan, maiksi lang yan. So we request that he be given, he be allowed to testify.
Mr. Chair, may I say something?
Please.
For the information of the Honorable Secretary, if you say that a person is an asset, insofar as an operation is concerned, there are documents. May I know from the good Secretary if Police Senior Superintendent Valeroso has asked his asset to sign documents pursuant to the rules and procedures of action agents for them to be able to work as action agents in an operations plan.
Please clarify.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Actually, yun nga po ang dapat natin, kaya dapat mag-testify siya para malamin natin from the horse's mouth himself kay Mr. Valeroso kung mayroong ganun o wala. Kaya pag hindi ninyo pinatestifayan, hindi natin malalaman yung katanungan.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, considering that Superintendent Valeroso is an active member of the PNP and his superior is here, the Director General Ronaldo de la Rosa, can we hear his view on that matter insofar as the grant of immunity of this witness is concerned?
We acknowledge the presence of Director General Ronaldo Bato de la Rosa. Please respond to that.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Your Honor. Mr. Chair. Your Honor, I think I'm not sure, but we are not entitled to that immunity, Your Honor. I'm not so sure, Your Honor. I will research, Your Honor.
Mr. Chairman, according to the Secretary of the DOJ, this Crisostomo Valeroso will testify only to the fact that he has an asset in the name of Arile. So why is there a need of a legislative immunity if that is the only fact to be proved by the testimony of this Crisostomo Valeroso? There is nothing incriminating there.
Okay, Mr. Chair.
And moreover, Mr. Chair, if I still have the floor, as we hear the position of his superior, that it appears that it is the duty of any active officer of the PNP to testify in any proceedings in any government agency. So that means it is his duty. Therefore, if it is his duty, then he is properly protected by the law.
Mr. Chair.
May we hear from Vice Chairman Veloso for final words on this.
Mr. Chairman, we have a principal resource person here, the Secretary of Justice. It is he who determines who should be our witnesses here. Being a witness is one thing. Being covered by the Witness Protection Program is another. I don't think anybody of us here can stop the DOJ Secretary from saying that this witness is important in their presentation of the facts before us. On the question of whether or not he should be covered by immunity, whether or not we should seek the permission of the Secretary, that is altogether another matter. In fact, that is a legal question that I don't think we are prepared to
Thank you.
resolve.
Thank you, Vice Chair. So now, may we now resolve this issue? There is the parliamentary status is that there was a motion, there was an objection. So what is the pleasure of the members? Only the members and ex officio officers can vote. other non-committee members cannot. No? So may I ask, to